You know Diamond from the Bronx, right?
What's up, baby?
We're gonna help her learn how to do a real dance.
Oh.
If you liked Ocean's 11, but didn't think there was enough money being heisted or enough poles being danced around, then have we got the movie for you.
Ooh, I'll be glad to do that then.
Hustlers is the answer to everyone who ever asked, why doesn't Jennifer Lopez do a movie where she and a merry band of exotic dancers gyrate more and wear less?
I'm good at that.
Hustlers is a celebration of female empowerment in the gimme era of the late aughts, when wild nights at the club were followed by wild mornings stressing over the credit card bill. But if you thought the movie told you everything you needed to know about Destiny and Ramona, watch ScreenRant for some facts you may have missed when first viewing Hustlers. The hottest new musician in the cast, Lizzo, gets to introduce the hottest old musician cameo, Usher, and his appearance is perfect for the period in which the movie takes place. During Usher's scene, the visual style of the sequence would have fit right in with any number of Usher's music videos. Reportedly, this cameo was in the cards for nearly 3 years prior to the film's release, when the star's name was written into the script as a pipe dream for the screenwriters.
Stepping into the club, popping bottles in the club, turning up. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Heading out, table service.
Turn it up.
They didn't think they'd be able to actually get Usher, that is, until J-Lo and Benny Medina became attached to the film. Once on the set, Usher went all in, collaborating with the creative team on wardrobe and hair to get his cameo just right. They did a pretty good job making sure the pop star looked just like he did back in the aughts, when Hustlers takes place. As far as contributing lines to the script, Usher came up with the idea that he'd introduce himself with the line, "Usher, baby." While the production team worked extra hard to ensure all the extras on set kept their lips shut regarding this high-quality cameo, it's been said the girls couldn't help but fawn over Usher during his day on the film. Speaking of Usher, Keke Palmer knew him since she was a child. She was once in the running for a role in Usher's 2005 film, In the Mix. The actress, rapper, and singer, now in her mid-20s, proceeded to dance for the recording superstar during his cameo appearance. Apparently at that time, any nerves associated with stripping went out the window. While the movie doesn't have any Marvel-type post-credit scene, the film doesn't necessarily stop when the end credits start rolling. Once the names of the production team appear on screen, footage plays of a DJ introducing the main cast of characters as they dance victoriously. As you may know, this film is based on a true story. One of the things to note, however, is that the names of the characters were changed. Constance Wu's character, Destiny/Dorothy, is based on Rosalind Keough. Jennifer Lopez's role, Ramona Vega, is inspired by Samantha Barbash. Keke Palmer's part, Mercedes, is based on Marcy Rosen. Lili Reinhart's role, Annabelle, is a takeoff on real-life's Karina Pescucci. Cardi B's character is based on herself. Many fans of the hip-hop sensation may already be aware of Cardi B's history as an exotic dancer. Cardi B referenced her stripping past in the music video for her track, Money, but it's in Hustlers that she really takes the stage and shows us what a boss she truly is. While we all seem to have opinions on the movie, what did the experts think of it? Well, apparently, strippers had mixed reactions. With this film, they know how the game is played, so they're not like any ordinary audience member. Judging by comments online, authenticity wasn't necessarily a problem. Any complaints lie with how the film's central characters are portrayed and what they do to maintain their Robin Hood lifestyle. Stealing from the rich and giving to, their own bank accounts?
A family with money.
The consultant with the most say on the film appears to have been Jacqueline Francis, a comedian and stripper. She argues that Hustlers is not necessarily about heisting and scheming strippers. It's really about women struggling to make it in today's harsh financial climate. Many strippers who spoke to CNN in reaction to Hustlers emphasized that, to them, stripping is just a job. It's a way for them to make a living and support their families and/or lifestyles. They go to their club, do their routine, and then go home. While the movie is based on a true story, it's clear that most strippers are not scheming to max out their clients' credit cards. But some dancers have made it known that they don't appreciate their career's portrayal in the film. Others, however, praise the authenticity of a scene that features Constance Wu's character Destiny earning only a few bucks after a night at work. Exotic dancers have come forward saying that that scene is often a reality for them. With the huge costs associated with maintaining their appearance, from hair to makeup to clothing, it often takes some time to recoup their investment in a single night. And if the evening is slow, they might just barely break even, if that. While the real Destiny and Ramona face the consequences of their actions once their illegal doings came to light, they can now reap the benefits of having their story told as a major motion picture. You may be surprised to learn that both Rosalind Keough and Samantha Barbash are on Instagram. Both of their accounts make reference to the movie that it's made them well known. When you look at other major films about exotic dancers, striptease, showgirls, etc., all of them seem to involve undercover police officers or dangerous criminals, and that stigmatizes their industry. Meanwhile, movies like Magic Mike tend to treat the job of male stripping itself in a more positive or comedic light. That said, what Hustlers doesn't have in common with the aforementioned movies is that it succeeds narratively where the others failed.
Nice dress.
Thanks. It's a Versace.
It's Versace.
What?
So now for the big question. Could this movie be the vehicle that finally puts Jennifer Lopez in Oscar contention?
I was close.
Hustlers is a verified box office success, raking in the most cash on its opening weekend of any live-action film featuring the famed actress. In a recent piece in The Guardian, the author argued that while J-Lo's career has been a mix of huge successes, like Selena and Out of Sight, and duds like Geely.
Now, once the thumb liquefies the eye, it is deftly and immediately replaced by the forefinger.
She's proven herself to be a talented actress. That said, no other film makes her more deserving of an award nomination than Hustlers.
Who gave her phone back?
Apparently, one of the key takeaways that some fans have had from Hustlers is the fashion statements. Who knew that a movie released about a decade after its source material takes place would be such an inspiration to fashion-forward females?
Maybe go shopping every once in a while.
According to Cosmo, ladies should take note of Constance Wu's bangs. They commend the actress's ability to maintain composure, dance her heart out, and enact the details of the team's heist while having those bangs over her forehead. If Constance Wu can sell that hairdo, it seems like she can accomplish anything. In the aforementioned CNN piece on the movie, Hustlers consultant, Jacqueline Francis, referred to the film's story as a tale of women surviving capitalism. What exactly does she mean by that? Well, to put it simply, Francis thinks that this Robin Hood-esque story shows the lengths that certain women have to go to in order to make ends meet. Sure, it entails them scamming the poor saps who they hang out with, but it's not like there's no precedent for it. Apparently, there was a rise in scams in the wake of the financial crisis of 2008, and people, especially those of poorer means, needed to resort to nefarious activities to make money.
It's like robbing a bank, except you get the keys.
While some characters are truer to their real-life persona than others, Julia Stiles' role is known to be based on the journalist who told this whole story. Reporter Jessica Pressler chronicled the heist in her seminal article, Hustlers at Scores. The article was nominated for a National Magazine Award before being made into the movie we all can't stop talking about. In order to perfectly capture the era in which Hustlers takes place, the costume designers used Tila Tequila, Ashley Simpson, and Miley Cyrus's clothing from that time as style inspirations. Sure, 2007 doesn't seem like that long ago, but you'd be surprised by how much fashion can change over such a short period of time. Designer Mitchell Travers confided in Vanity Fair that for Jennifer Lopez's main striptease costume, it was tiny enough that it needed to fit the actress perfectly, so that it remained revealing enough to believably serve as a stripper's outfit while still leaving enough to the audience's imagination. After all, Hustlers couldn't go beyond its R rating. So on the day of the shoot, the costume team actually needed to sew the costume onto J-Lo. Something to note is that the scam was just a little different in real life. While the gist of it is correct that the women would get close to clients, get them drunk, or worse, and then rack up their credit card bills, the girls in real life didn't necessarily rely on a trusty group of former clients. It's been reported that Barbash would also send photos of herself and other members of her team to men's phone numbers on a master list that she'd assembled over time. She'd use these photos to entice men to go out with them and make more money from these victims in the process. If you're familiar with Annapurna's other films, Hustlers seems like the perfect type of movie for their roster.
I should be able to make pretty short work of this ramified old son of a gun.
Annapurna has been a darling of the award circuit for years, and Hustlers was set to be their next hit. Unfortunately, Annapurna had to drop out at the last minute. Usually when that type of thing happens, it spells certain doom for the movie in question. Thankfully, Jennifer Lopez was able to pull some strings with the distributor known as STX Entertainment, and their efforts helped lead to the success that Hustlers has had since its release.
Guess you must have liked it.
Now for the factoid you've all been waiting for. How did Lili Reinhart's vomiting work? Well, in order to get the perfect consistency, the filmmakers decided to go with a solution of crushed up animal crackers mixed with Sprite to get that perfect acidic fizz. One part of the film that has left many fans super pleased was the soundtrack. Not only does the movie feature 2 recording stars in acting roles, Lizzo and Cardi B, it also has some iconic songs. From Fiona Apple's Criminal to songs by Janet Jackson, Britney Spears, and Lorde, the movie does a good job of marrying its action and its characters' relationships to some catchy beats. Director Lorraine Scafaria even said, "In a very weird way, I thought of it as a musical. The songs themselves were telling a story. Hustlers the musical? We'd pay to see that on Broadway." One of the biggest takeaways from this film is that J-Lo is a beast. The former Fly Girl danced her way across the set of In Living Color early in her career, and while she continues to perform her musical act regularly, many members of the audience seem to think of her mostly as an actress at this point.
Jack, please don't make me do this.
Hustlers serves as the perfect vehicle to remind us that J-Lo is a triple threat who can sing, dance, and act. For her now iconic dance to Fiona Apple's Criminal, Lopez did nearly 10 weeks of pole training and worked out for several hours before the shoot, in addition to the regular trips to the gym leading up to the event. The shoot went until 3 a.m., a long day, even by Hollywood standards. When Constance Wu's character gave Cardi B a lap dance, she wasn't pretending to actually be as bad as her character is supposed to be during that scene. Constance actually was dancing as well as she possibly could at that time. It just so happened that her best dancing on a good day isn't exactly what one might call great stripper dancing. It's okay, Cardi B herself was in the middle of recovering from recent surgeries. So while Cardi helped the cast with their pole dancing lessons, she herself doesn't really pole dance in the film. Reviewers have remarked on the sleek, smooth, and cool cinematic style of the film. Its colors and cinematography match the fast-paced, neon-lit world of exotic dancing, and credit is due, in no small part, to director Lorraine Scafaria. One might say that Scafaria's style is similar to Martin Scorsese.
See the woman in the window?
In that she knows how to catch the viewer's attention and get us to sympathize with characters doing illegal acts. As for one of Scafaria's key visual rules when filming the script, she didn't want any green on screen, except for the green in the money, so that she could emphasize the cash. It's a small visual element, but it's details like that that help elevate the film. In the movie, Destiny and Ramona are portrayed as close friends. Naturally, you want the main characters of your film to have some solid and heartfelt chemistry, especially in a heist-themed movie.
Real Ritalin sniffer.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, no, I just bit into a pepper.
As an audience, we like to watch relationships that we can root for, so you might be surprised to learn that the real-life versions of Destiny and Ramona weren't exactly close. At the end of the movie, Destiny decides to turn on her compatriots in order to avoid jail time and be with her daughter. In the movie, it's implied that Ramona understands Destiny's predicament, but in real life, things didn't end so happily. Keo and Barbash haven't exchanged words since the incident that made them famous. Apparently, though, it's worth noting that in reality, they may not really have been much more than business acquaintances to begin with. If you want to get cast in a major motion picture, you need to have good connections, a lot of talent, and or a good Twitter following. Tracee Lysette has everything working in her favor, and while she wasn't initially on the creative team's radar, Trace caught wind of the film while it was in development. She tweeted at the movie's director saying, "I danced at Scores in NYC, the club that this movie is about, for 8+ years. I cannot wait for this film, and I would absolutely love to be a part of it somehow, some way." The writer and director saw the tweet, invited Trace to lunch, and cast her in the movie shortly after. Nowadays, many of the major Hollywood movies are shot on sound stages and in studio-owned facilities. It seems like building an authentic set for Hustlers wouldn't have been too difficult, but in order to give audiences an extra dose of realism, this movie was shot in a real location. Filmed at Show Palace, the location is an actual club located in Queens, New York. Interestingly, scenes in this location also include real-life dancers and a manager who looked perfect for a smaller role in the film. This extra attention to detail helps sell the true-to-life story of Destiny, Ramona, and the other characters involved.
Ooh, yes ma'am. That was a good training today.
So now you know some more things that you may have missed in Hustlers. But what did we miss? Let us know in the comment section down below, and come back to ScreenRant for more videos like this one. We won't dance for your enjoyment, but we won't try to scam you either.